death is the only certain thing that's in this world, and that's a crazy way to think about life. You know, a year ago, I wouldn't even be thinking about running a mile or 2 miles, even three, let alone half a mile. I used to be fat, and as you can see, I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect. I don't got my dream body yet, but I'm out here, and I just want to say, all you gotta do is start. You don't get closer to the finish line by staying still. You don't. And the honest truth is, people are going to watch you. People are going to judge you for even trying to better yourself, for trying to get out the hood, trying to escape the 9-to-5 matrix, whatever you may call it. People are going to judge you. People are going to see you as different, and you shouldn't let that decide whether you want to be great or not, or whether you want to make a change that's better for your life. And I had to realize that slowly but surely. Throughout high school, I was always quiet, and I never really expressed myself in a sense that I wanted to be better my whole life, whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually. I wanted to better myself in an aspect, at least thinking about it made me wonder, what will my friends think? What will strangers think? What will my parents think if I just start, And worrying about that instead of just starting is what delayed my growth in the spiritual mind so much. Oftentimes as humans, we think things are just gonna get handed to us. In reality, it's not going to happen like that. So you just gotta start, man. That's really it. You gotta start. Stop overthinking stuff. For real. You just gotta do it. We're at this beautiful track today. We just ran 4 miles. And I was thinking about bettering myself the whole time. Thinking about what can I do next to better myself mentally or physically. Those 4 miles, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm ready to eat a cheeseburger after this. I'm ready to go get a snowball. Snowballs, oh my goodness, man. I ain't gonna lie, I've been getting one like every week, but that's besides the point, man. Before we get too off topic, you just gotta start on whatever that may be, Truth is, you don't owe nobody nothing, man. That's real stuff. You don't owe nobody nothing. You have one life, and you're scared to post content, or you're scared to be yourself because somebody gonna judge you because you're not nonchalant, you're not cool enough. Man, bro, none of that shit matters, bro. You're losing your aura because you're not being mysterious. Bro, if I kept thinking like that, bro, I would not be where I am today. I'm not saying, I reached my goals yet, because I haven't. I'm just starting out. But I feel like my mentality is way better and way stronger than the average person that is scared to take risk. In life, you gotta take risk, calculated or not. You're gonna have to take risk, and things are not gonna go your way the whole time you're alive. I mean, you don't know. You might, God forbid, but you might die tomorrow. You might die tomorrow. You don't want the last memory you have of yourself to be like, oh, I wish I could have done this. I wish I could have done that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, I did that. You want your last memory to be, oh, I did everything I needed to do. I did everything I wanted to do in my life. So I'm okay, with passing away. But we never know. In reality, it could be our last day tomorrow, today, later tomorrow. Any day could be the last day. Life is not certain. Death is the only thing certain. Death is the only certain thing that's in this world. And that's a crazy way to think about life. You don't stop caring what people think, man. That's real, bro. That's real. You see, as I'm recording this video, there's nobody out here. Just one dude on the track, and I guess people behind me playing tennis, or pickleball, whatever. But even in a public area, bro, you gotta be yourself, man. Don't put yourself in a shell and belittle yourself just to fit in or to act cool, or to be normal. You want to be different, man. You want to be different. That's just what I try to tell my friends and my peers, man. Be yourself, bro. You don't want to fit in. In certain aspects, I believe it's great to fit in, but when it comes to bettering yourself and doing the things you like, you gotta just be yourself, bro. And good things will come if you be yourself. People don't like the same energy and group of people, So the real way of thinking is not the real way, but the way I think and the way I believe that people should grow to think is, just live every day like it's your last, and try to better yourself mentally, physically, or spiritually. The big three, that's the big three. If I'm missing one, let me know, but try to better yourself every day, at least a little bit, at least a little bit. And little by little, it will stack up, it will come up. But, let me tell y'all a story, bro. So, my sophomore year of high school, bro, I remember, I was on the football team. Oh my, bro, I was so ass. I ain't gonna lie, I was so trash. But my sophomore year of high school, I was on the football team, and I remember practicing, and I wanted to quit so bad because I couldn't do an 800-meter run, and I couldn't keep up with the rest of my teammates, and it made me think, like, wow, am I meant for this? Do I really have the mentality to be here? Are these people better than me? But I came to the realization after sticking through it and playing the season, I broke this finger right here in my sophomore season. And then after I broke my finger, it was midway through the season. We played this horrible team. They was so trash. We was worse, man. Oh my goodness, it was just two trash teams, bro. But that's besides the point, man. I broke my finger, and after going to the hospital and getting like a splint on it, I remember thinking to myself, man, that wasn't even that bad. People die from sports, man. People die from sports, and people just live their whole life thinking, oh, this is enough. Like, what I'm doing is enough. And how I relate this to my sophomore year of high school is, I remember belittling myself and thinking, like, I can't do this. I can't do it. I'm not made for football. I'm not made for sports or to be athletic in general. But now growing up, I realize it's not about what football was for. It's about what it did for me, for my mentality. It sharpened my mind, and it made me think. Made me grow as a person, really. Not even made me think, it made me grow as a person. To if things happen, things don't go your way, think of broke. What happened? Kept it pushing. That's all. That's all you could do, man. And whether you keep it pushing or not, you always want to make sure, bro. You always want to make sure and think to yourself. Have the thought in your mind, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna get to see another day if I keep pushing. A famous quote is, famous quote, ooh, stop yapping. Might be yap session number 1 over with, man. See y'all later, bro.